The DJI Spark is the newest and most affordable flying camera from the company that's made drones a household name. And it took me less than 48 hours to lose it forever. I'm MrMobile, the worst drone pilot in Boston. Here's how to avoid making the same mistake I did. Now, I did manage to roll a bit of film on the Spark before it disappeared into oblivion. Here it is. This is the Alpine White version, but it's been covered completely in a vinyl skin from D Brand, who were also trusting enough to lend me this ill-fated review unit. They won't make that mistake again. Anyway, the Spark was built to appeal to first-time drone owners, so let's go over its basics. It's pretty small compared to most drones, but its takeoff weight is a solid 300 grams. The work of keeping all that mass in the air is divided among 4 electric motors, each driving a single folding two-bladed propeller, and the power to spin them comes from a removable LiPo battery that's pretty chunky. Even so, you'll only get 16 minutes flight time on a full charge, so expect to buy more batteries if you want to fly more than a few times a day. An extra pack comes with the pricier Fly More combo, which also offers an even more important accessory, the controller. And that's my tip number 1 for not losing your DJI Spark. Buy the controller. When I lost my Spark, I was flying it from a smartphone alone, which is totally fine if you want to fly low and slow and stay within range of your phone's limited Wi-Fi radio. But those big antennas on the controller mean it's basically guaranteed to reach much further than your smartphone can. And that'll probably help you out when you boldly decide to push the envelope after less than 2 days with the drone. That takes us to tip 2. Pay attention to what the software is telling you. It's very frustrating to pair the Spark to an Android phone. Seriously, it got me so angry I took a lunch break just to calm down. At which point, of course, it worked. But once it is connected, it's a very nice interface. And it's very clear when you're low on the 2 most important signals the Spark needs to fly, Wi-Fi and GPS. Without a solid GPS lock, the Spark can't effectively determine where home is. That's the point to which it will return automatically if there's a problem. When I flew the Spark on day 1 with a solid GPS signal in a large open space, it returned home flawlessly when I asked it to. Seriously, it landed on the exact spot it had taken off from. But the next day, when I hit the come home button with a bad GPS fix and a weak Wi-Fi connection, well, this happened.
Poor radio channel quality. I gotta bring it home. Oh no.
And that's the last I ever saw of it. But while it obviously should not have done that, it's actually not really the Spark's fault. It's mine. I was in a rush to get a particular shot in a public place, and I was thinking more about how to do it surreptitiously than how to do it safely. So I took off, despite the low signal warning. And because I was right next to a very tall building, I couldn't see where the drone went when it decided that home was somewhere over the rainbow. So tip 3 is, don't be reckless. That means deliberately and carefully choosing your flight venue. It means make sure your equipment is working well before you hit the takeoff button. It sounds obvious and it sounds tedious, but drones can be dangerous if they fall from the sky and hit someone. So yeah, the cause of this loss was pilot error. I'll own that. But there is one thing I'll complain about before giving you my last tip. When something inevitably does go wrong with drones, most of them, frankly, suck at helping themselves get rescued. When my Spark went over that roof, I had already lost my connection to it, so my producer Justice and I had no technological assistance at all for the 3 hours we walked around trying to find it. For an aircraft that's otherwise so advanced and so packed with technology, isn't it weird that there's not a rescue package on board? With, say, a dedicated Bluetooth module that sends out a locator signal you can track with your phone. Or even just a simple speaker that makes a beeping noise when the drone detects that it's lost a connection. If either of those had been included, it's likely I'd have been able to recover the Spark. So my final tip is, until drone makers start including such a thing, tape a Bluetooth tracker, like a tile, to the Spark. keeping in mind that even a lightweight accessory like that will likely shorten your flight time. Or at the very least, be sure your name and phone number are on the thing, so that when someone does find it in their attic 3 months after you crashed it through their window, they'll know where to send the drone. And the bill. I'll be getting another Spark to replace this one, but it won't have a D-brand skin, so feast your eyes on it one last time. A skin like this won't protect your drone from a reckless pilot, but it will protect its fuselage from the scratches and scuffs of a hard landing. Of course, D-brand also makes skins for smartphones, laptops, consoles, and tons of other tech. If you want one of your own, help me regain their love after losing their drone. Use the link in the description. Until next time, thanks for watching. Fly safely, and stay mobile, my friends.